Hello Skillr fans. Today we are analysing a style for the most refined followers of the sweet science. A style that in an almost magical way can bring you back to the 70s with its old school resemblance. Now, let's start this Anthony Sims breakdown with his particular boxing stance. Boxing stance. When we talk about his boxing stance, and particularly his guard, we see he varies naturally between a high guard with his palms open and the Philly shell.
Just my coach, she was my best friend.
Fighters get that relationship.
His retro style diverges from contemporary boxers, especially in the way he uses the high guard. He maintains a relaxed posture with his hands semi-extended and his palms open, which is what gives him that old school look. From that guard, he plays the hand battle by putting traffic between him and his opponent.
2 for 10 here, Todd Grisham.
Out to hit him back there because you can't control that. So when you're going down, and he's still on the toes, bouncing.
Anthony Sims Jr., we've talked about the level of his competition. What will be the...
From that guard, he also likes to use parries and catches to evade punches.
To the point that, if not allows, Sims may not have made weight. Fighter meetings as he was efforting to make weight, isn't it?
Even when he's not punching up looking for the right counters, but he's setting you up.
Adding to the old school approach, when using the Philly shell, he places the rear hand completely covering his left side of the face to catch his opponent's jab.
Asking for him to double up on his jab. It's the effective jabs in his third round. On a round basis with a supplementary point. Hurricane Carter, the Black Trump. George Benton making his first appearance on the center. Carter has a terrific left hook, a good right.
Now, let's get into his polished skills. Timing. We recently talked about the concept of timing, and while it is a difficult concept to break down, we could define it as knowing the right moment or right time to throw a punch. Well, Sims masters the art of timing. The key is how relaxed he always is, which you can see in the laid-back way he punches.
Mr. Perez here, he could come and
Dedicate himself to the game, and
he's
they're going to masterpiece.
When you are relaxed, you can see things better, and thus you will be able to predict your opponent's move to then perfectly time yours.
Anthony Sims Jr. and Morgan Finch has just outclassed Finch thus far.
He combines his footwork patterns and rhythm with his timing to then throw power punches, like hypnotizing his opponent with a relaxed and calm approach and then rapidly changing the tempo.
Tonight.
Against Morgan Finch.
Control. I mean,
just
like that. Beautiful.
And he's
One of his best weapons when using his timing and quickness is his check hook.
Unless the referee sees it. Here. Oh, no. He caught it.
Slick footwork. Now, this is one of our favourite skills, and Sims really makes it worth the watch. He bases his style off of that constant bouncing and floating around the ring, controlling the rhythm of the fight. He uses his footwork in 2 ways. Either to reset and get to the centre by walking around to his right side, or to set the rhythm by bouncing around usually to his left side. When he resets, we will constantly see him use the L step, which is a perfect way to make sure you don't end up in the ropes. Instead of moving vertically with a step back, which will eventually get you on the ropes, you can navigate it by moving circularly by doing the L step. That way, he always remains away from being cornered. So, if possible, it is always better to exit an exchange with an angle and not simply a step back.
A lot of hard determination. These are the type of tests that we wanted, me and Chris.
Footwork for Anthony Sims Jr. Almost
Head down, chin down. He's just looking for that overhand right, left hook.
for a first-degree robbery and assault. Got out of...
On the other hand, when he sets the rhythm, he is always on his toes, circling around the opponent at a distance.
Look really bad missing by stopping while the diamond going.
You're taking a risk. Sims Jr. was an outstanding amateur.
Does he need to be?
Sims Jr. able to... Angulo chops down. Sims Jr. a nice count.
A skill to highlight is his impressive ability to quickly change directions, making him more difficult to predict. He often does it by taking short bounces squared to his opponent and feinting an exit to either side.
This combination of the body ended with the left hook upstairs. Talked about the level of his competition. What will be the talking point after this performance?
I like what I'm seeing from Sims Jr.
While his footwork gets a lot of praise, his waist movement from the Philly shell is also an incredible skill of his.
Exclusively on the defensive.
Snapping jab against the ropes for Sims. Big.
Conversation now.
175 might be a little bit too much. Sims, you know, he knows that.
Enjoys the second half. Whoa!
Jab. Now we get to his last skill, the jab. He throws a loose but fast jab that reminds of those old school jabs.
That's jab, see?
He throws it in a whipping way, rotating the knuckles just at the last second, like old school boxers such as Larry Holmes would throw it.
It to be, but I'll swing by a bench. Advantage for Holmes. In this fight would have to bull his way in, purposefully using that left successfully. What you notice.
So now a little more work to be done. Right hands for Sims.
Counter. He's not initiating the offense.
Again, smoothly fat from Sims.
In this clip, Larry perfectly breaks down his jab and the difference between the old school jab and the current jabs.
What fighters do today, they do like this.
Brother earlier tonight, and
That's okay, right? But if a fighter would do like this,
Again, smoothly.
it don't hurt, do it. That's fine. But it frustrates you. Don't get scared. You don't punch with a jab, you slap him with a jab. It's because it's not closed tight. If I tighten up, it won't be as quick. So I keep it loose, and I hit you from loose, and when I come out, I turn here, and I catch you with the knuckle part.
Sims throws that whipping jab, combining it with some more relaxed jabs. He throws those not really to hurt, but to overwhelm his opponents with the volume and get them to cover up. A great thing he does is combining both the more relaxed jabs with the hard ones to really hurt and sometimes drop his opponents.
Shoot full together, did everything with him.
He's going to test Anthony Sims because we're not going to. Referee Ray Corona already warned him once. That should have been a second warning there before Alex.
Good jab there.
Seen up his power shots, and he in a no record now.
Now that we've seen the best of Anthony Sims, let's take a look at his biggest flaw. Doesn't let his hands go. While we have seen he has the ability to put together combinations and throw punches at a high volume, he usually only does it when he is fully comfortable. At times it seems he is too centered on making every punch perfect and having to land. And on the times he is not completely comfortable, he doesn't let his hands go, which can cost him the fight. As we like to call it, the inefficiency of perfectionism. but overall, he is a really complete fighter, both defensively and offensively.
There it is right there.
Oh, big left hand.
So many times, it's been so much hours.
I think everyone is especially weary after
Who on top of it brings a factor that is often overlooked, but greatly appreciated by the hardcore fans of the sweet science, which is beauty. But we would love to know your opinion in the comments. Do you see other skills or flaws? Let us know, and if you like this content, you can find out more on our channel. And to your left, we have chosen a video we thought you may like.